Alright, so in this video we're going to explore and revise certain ways to display data. The first way to display data might be a dot plot, which you see here. The feedback that I have is this vertical axis should always have a title, and that title should be frequency. And then the horizontal axis should have a title as well. Since we don't know where this data came from, I'm going to generically indicate that I needed a title, something to do that's relevant with the actual data. The next one that we're going to look at is the stem and leaf plot. We use stem and leaf plots for data sets that are relatively small, less than 50 values, otherwise this would be rather time consuming. So with our data values, the stem comes from the tens in the digit of the value, and the leaf comes from the units in the data values that we're dealing with. So therefore, if I were to rewrite this stem and leaf plot in terms of raw data, these two numbers would be 5, 7. Then these two numbers, or 5 numbers actually, would be a 12, followed by another 12, followed by 15, followed by another 15, followed by 17, and then so on and so forth into the 20s. What I would like you to do now is pause this video and do this example in your exercise book. So use this data set to construct a stem and leaf plot in your exercise book. Right, welcome back. So the next type of data display that we're going to look at is a grouped frequency table. The class center is merely the average of the classes. Meaning, for instance, with this class that is data that falls within 30 to 39, that class center is arrived at by 30 plus 39 divided by 2. When you calculate that, you'll get 34.5. And then the frequency is, we'll assume that this is data corresponding with number of people, even though we don't know. So there's actually 0 people that fall within the class of 30 to 39. There's 5 people that fall within the class of 40 to 49, and then so on and so forth. What I'd like you to do now is pause the video, copy this table into your exercise book, complete the table, and then answer the next 3 questions in your exercise book. Okay, moving on to a cumulative frequency table. Pretty much very similar to a frequency table, except notice you have an extra column labeled cumulative frequency. And what it is the first row will always be whatever your frequency is, that's the cumulative frequency number that you start with. To get to the next one, we add 5, given that there were 5 people that scored. We're assuming again that this data represents people, that there's 5 people that scored 19. So this 6 that we arrive at, 1 plus 5 is 6. That's 6 people that had a score of 19 or 18. Again, since there's 3 people that had a score of 20, we add on 3 to get 9 people that had a score of 20, 19, or 18, and then again add on 7 since there's 7 people that received a score of 21, and then this 16 that you arrive at is the total number of, in this case we're assuming that we're talking about people generically. So again, what I'd like you to do now is pause the video again, copy this table into your exercise book. This is example number 3, and then complete that cumulative frequency column. Okay, moving on. Frequency histograms and ultimately cumulative frequency histograms are just a visual of the two tables that you just explored. So first of all, along the horizontal axis, you're going to have equal intervals of the scores, or you could also use the class centers from the table that you just visited under frequency histograms. And then your vertical rectangles are simply your frequency. And then if you added in a frequency polygon, they're simply line segments that go to what's called your midpoints. If your horizontal axes used class centers, then these midpoints will correspond with these class centers that you would have used from your table. And then lastly, the cumulative frequency histogram is similarly from the cumulative frequency table, same thing that you just explored, except notice that the cumulative frequency polygon, these don't go to the midpoints anymore. They go to the upper right-hand side of each of these vertical rectangles. So what I would like you to do now, last example, is example 4. Copy the histogram into your exercise book and then answer the 2 questions. And notice you're actually going backwards. You're going to use this histogram to construct a frequency table from the cumulative frequency polygon. Once you've done so, check your solutions with the following slides and then upload that work onto Canvas. Thank you very much.